I built my client's website in just 5 days, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how. Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of Website in a Week. So on today, which is Wednesday, I'm gonna be developing the entire website. So it's gonna be a busy day. So I'm packing my bag to go to the coffee shop I haven't been to in so long, and if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I was going a lot. And I became such a regular, but it's been like a good month and a half since I've been there. So I'm kind of excited to go get my favorite coffee and just work for like quite a while, and then we'll come back. I want to like work and walk on the treadmill at some point today too, so gotta do that as well. I might not be at the coffee shop for very long, but I do just want to get a coffee. I haven't had coffee today and it's like almost noon. Yeah, it's noon right now. So I've been kind of doing that though, where I try not to drink any caffeine until I've had food, until I really feel like I want it or need it. I will take you guys with me and I'll talk to you then. Show you guys reality of Website in a Week. I don't have my camera near me. I literally woke up, rolled out of bed, and came over to my desk because I passed out last night. I was so tired, but I need to finish creating the toggles for frequently asked question page, and it's kind of confusing on Showit. So I ran over to my desk and I was like, I want to make sure I have those pages up there so my client can view them. But yeah, I just wanted to like show you guys reality. Like I literally rolled out of bed, but I do want to go work out. That way I don't just sit here for the rest of the day, because that's what would happen. I would be in my pajamas the whole day. So I'm gonna do this real quick, get the blog up, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so I did terrible today at updating you all on what I've been working on, what I've been doing. Yes, I went and got my hair cut. I now have curtain bangs because I wanted a change. So yeah, got curtain bangs. But today's been busy, not just with Website in a Week, but some other clients that had reached out and I was like helping them with questions and stuff. I was supposed to have my brand photos today. I ended up canceling them because I was so overwhelmed with work and I did not feel like myself today. and me and my friend that's helping me take the photos, he and I are like trading services, and we've been trying to find a good date for the photos, and today just did not feel like it was meant to be for it, and I felt so bad canceling. I hate canceling last minute, but she was so understanding. So I have that next week, which honestly made me feel so much better today because I was able to get a lot of my stuff done and just not feel like I was running around and rushing to the photos. I want to feel like I can take my time getting ready and all that. So yeah, I will update you guys though. We're gonna eat dinner, but I wanted to say hello. I've been terrible at updating. Yeah, it was kind of a weird day, you know? And it's weird when you start a vlog and you're supposed to be filming and you like just don't feel like filming. Yeah, it's also been raining today. It's been like gloomy, which is kind of fun. It's kind of nice. But it's also getting me in that like fall mood, which I love fall, but in that mood where I just wanted to like cozy up and not talk to anyone today. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna eat some dinner. I made homemade pizza. So like this healthy, like gluten-free cauliflower pizza thing. So we're gonna eat that. I'm gonna relax. Hello guys, so I have been working on the website, but I actually pretty much have everything done, which is usually how the website in a week goes for Fridays. So I have everything done. We have a call today at 3 o'clock. So instead of doing our call yesterday, we're doing it today. So I was just going through everything, making sure all the links are working, which I'm still double checking that because I just want to make sure all the buttons are good. But I did make an Instagram links page that she could put in her bio. So I thought I would show you guys what I created for that. Kind of like a bonus item, but super simple. Just have the menu, just like some fun text, and then it looks a little different on mobile. But yeah, that's how it looks here. So I did that. One thing I'm gonna work on probably a little later today before my call is just making some tutorials on how to like edit the pages on her own. I'm always so bad about remembering to do that, but that's something that I really want to send to her so she has it. Now I also need to make sure that I am checking off my website in a week notes because I've been checking that off, but there's some that I have not yet. So I'm checking those off my to-do list. And link Instagram, launch call. Okay, so booking page integration. I'm gonna move the booking page integration till today because I need to ask her on the call if she wants me to add that yet. She hasn't opened her studio, so we don't have a need for it yet, but I wanted to ask her that. And then last thing I have to do today is test the whole website, make sure all the meta titles and descriptions are there for each page, and create some launch graphics. Then we should be good. So I will catch you guys up later and show you the full website when it's all done. But yeah, super excited about it. Hello guys, I'm getting ready to go to work at the coffee shop because I just want to get out of the house and work somewhere else. So hello, I got ready for the day, styled my curtain bangs for the first time. So I'm actually like really loving them. It's like getting me so ready for fall. I'm so excited. Also, when do you guys decorate for fall? I was thinking first week of September, I'm probably gonna start to take out some of my decorations. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the coffee shop, do those things I said that I was gonna do, like test all the buttons, add the meta titles and descriptions, and then I think, oh, and then the website launch graphics for fun. But those are most of everything, and yeah, I'm afraid my camera's gonna fall. But my camera's gonna die too, dang it. I'll catch up with you guys after. guys, so I last talked to you yesterday. We had a call with my client to close out website in a week, and everything was good to go pretty much, but we had a few edits that I just added into the checklist that I have on my notes. So the few edits I have is to figure out how to make just the button on the menu navigation stick to the top when you're scrolling. I know how to do that, but I was having issues with the alignment, so I gotta play around with that. And then add the sketches in and make the tutorials. So tutorials I'll be sending out on Monday. I told her that, but the edits I want to have done like today ASAP, so she can like post about everything and have it launched and stuff. So what I'm gonna do is work on the navigation first and figure out how to get that button to stick to the top, because that's kind of like important. And then I will talk to you guys a little later. I also asked you guys questions on my Instagram about website in a week, so I'm gonna spend some time in this video answering all those questions, but I want to give everyone a little more time to submit some questions. So yeah, we'll do that a little later today, but I will talk to you guys soon. I wanted to walk you through the final website before I close this video out. So here it is. I'm loving the way this came together. The colors, everything, it just flows so nicely. So as we scroll, I was able to figure out how to stick just the Book Now button up to the top instead of the whole menu, since this is a very important call to action. And as we scroll, we will see all of the sections loading here. So this is the home page. Super simple. We still need to add in the Instagram feed, which she's going to do. But if I click on this, it'll take us to the service page, which we have up here, a quick navigation. If they want to drop to the body wax area, it'll drop down there. I have all my sketches in here for all the different placements of waxing, which I actually have gone to get waxed, so I knew what would really help me as a customer, knowing what area is what and stuff. So pretty helpful there. We have a toggle thing, and you guys know I was trying to figure that out in part of this vlog, but we got that all figured out. And about page, this is it. Super simple, really clean looking. We just have that all in here. And then we have an FAQ page, which involves a lot of toggles with all the questions inside of each one. So we have a first time wax area, general questions, and if you click this, you can go to the contact page where you can type in the answers here. We also have the blog set up. So this is handled within WordPress, but you can design it within Showit, which is really cool. So if I click into the blog, you will see the actual blog post. And then you can click to go view the next one. So yeah, all of it's completed. It's all done. Hello everybody. My website in a week service for this specific client is officially completed. So I wanted to give you guys a little recap, and then also I asked you guys some questions on Instagram about website in a week, and I got some questions, so we're gonna go over those as well. But this one was also very smooth, and I truly feel like it's because we have the proper preparation before the week starts, which means getting all the copywriting, getting all the photos, having everything like that ready to go before the week begins. So I've said this in my other website in a week vlogs, but I typically like to have everything from my client at least 2 weeks before the week starts, which I've been considering changing that to at least a month before the website in a week starts, because it's just kind of comforting to know that you have everything so the week can go smooth. But for the most part, my clients get it to me as soon as I send the form over to them to fill out. So I never really have too much trouble getting all of that. But yeah, so this one went smooth because we had copy from the copywriter I use, and we also had a folder of photos to kind of start with. So we had that. I do use Google Drive for all of the content, all the photos and everything. that week of access, and then I add things into that Google Drive as the week goes on, whether it's like the simple brand guide or colors or fonts or anything that I use specifically for the website. So yeah, I love using Google Drive for that, but the week went so smooth. Just a quick little recap, if you are new to my channel or new to what the heck this service is, it's basically me creating a functional custom website in 5 days. So it's a quick turnaround, but at the end of the day, we have so much time in the day, and it was kind of eye-opening to me when I started doing this service that we really do have a lot of time, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say easy to get it done in a week, but it's definitely doable if you like to work kind of under pressure and just on one client at a time. Talk about some of the mistakes I made this week and some things that I learned to not do moving forward. First one was double checking those photos before the week begins, because there was a few photos in there that were just a little too pixelated or too small to use on larger scales, like a banner image or pretty much anywhere on the website. So I need to make sure I check the photos before the week begins. And number two, I need to make sure I have all my questions answered before the week starts, meaning like copy questions, copywriting questions, which is basically the text on the website. There was a few sections missing, and I had questions for her that I could have asked way before the week began. And then thirdly, having less side projects while the week was going on, because during this week I did have quite a few things on my plate. It was pretty stressful some days because I definitely prioritized her website in a week service, but I felt like at the end of the night I didn't get the other projects done, so I was a little bit behind, and I'm working this weekend on them. So moving forward, I definitely would not want to have more than one thing, at least maybe 2 things max, including website in a week and like one other client. But I had a little too much on my plate this week, so definitely learned my lesson there. Okay, those are really the main things that I keep learning moving forward. But I wanted to answer some of your guys' questions now, because I got some good ones in here. This one is, do your clients pay the full amount in a week, or do you set up payment plans? So really good question. Typically, if my clients have scheduled their website in a week really far out, like if I have their website in a week service starting in like 1 to 2 months, they usually will submit a deposit, which is just, I think that's only, what is 100 divided by 3? Usually they'll submit like a 25% deposit if it's really far out, but I typically only allow 2 installments on my website in a week service. So the first installment, and then before Friday, which is the launch day of their website, I do require them to submit that payment either Friday morning or on Thursday. And I would say most of my clients know that they can afford this going into the service, so they'll either pay it all up front or they will do the 2 installments, and that's typically what I require for this. This other question is tips on designing quickly or more quickly. So I would say my biggest tip for this is I like to go find my inspiration before the week begins, and I also ask the client for inspiration, whether it's within the industry or not, just so I can see like the style they're drawn to. And then I like to figure out like which sections are going to be laid out in which order. So I kind of like mentally think about those 2 things, inspiration, the content in the sections, and then thirdly, I just don't overthink it. And I think this is like kind of a cheesy answer, but I think a lot of times when we're designing, we're overthinking if it's good enough, if it's unique enough, if it's perfect enough. But at the end of the day, just getting your design out there and sending it to the client and kind of collaborating on how to make it even better seems to work really well in these quick situations for me. So I like to just get my first idea out there and send it over without overthinking it. So if you are the type of designer that maybe likes to sit on the design for a day or 2 before sending it, or if you just feel like you don't like to just send something really quickly, might not be the best service to start offering. I really don't think it's for everybody, and that's totally fine. But I will say that just kind of getting it over to the client and getting feedback as soon as possible is really going to help you nail the design and make sure that it looks like something the client wants and that you think looks really well. But having inspiration really helps. And I will say for this project, which you guys saw in my vlog, I did find a template to purchase I never use templates, so this was like a first for me. Next question, do most clients say yes to the website in a week option? Have you had clients that don't prefer it? I would say almost every client that I have kind of presented this to likes it and wants to move forward with it. But I always like to make sure that I am being very strategic on which clients I am presenting this option to, because sometimes there's clients that just aren't a good fit for it, whether that's they just have like a day job that's going to prevent them from responding to your questions quickly, or if they don't like to move quickly on designs, definitely not the right client for this service type. So I am sort of transitioning into only offering website in a week, just because I have so many other things going on in my business and my life that it just works really well for my timing. But yeah, definitely make sure that you are getting to know the client before you're presenting this option to them. But I would say almost every single client I presented this to, just based off knowing how they are as a person, they've said yes to it. So I would say most of them prefer it. I mean, nowadays everything is instant gratification, quick turnaround, so it kind of fits within our society nowadays. So I feel like that's why people really like this option. But yeah, there's definitely clients where it's just not really a good fit for them, and maybe not a good fit for you either. So just keep that in mind as well. What inspired you to tap into website design alongside branding design? So actually, I started with website design. When I look back at like after college, when I was working at the marketing agency, I started off helping with the website. So I was first introduced to WordPress like, gosh, in like 2017. And that's when I really kind of understood the importance of design and functionality on websites. I was always very drawn to like the branding side of it, just not knowing that there was like a word for it. But I always was into web design. I think I just present myself and show up more as a brand designer because I prefer projects in that realm. I just love branding and I love logos, but I've always been a web designer as well. But yeah, I would say they go hand in hand. Like they're so important together, and most of the time now everyone has like an online presence. So I would say when you're doing the branding, it's really nice and important to also ask them like where they're going to be using that branding, and then that can turn into website clients or website projects. So yeah, maybe that's something I haven't really shared on here yet, but I have always been doing web design. And I would say my process of web design has changed so much over the years. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Okay, last question is, how much does it cost to get a website in a week? So really good question. And I'll give you guys kind of my strategy on this service, because this is a new service to me this year. And I was really unsure of like what to charge for it. I don't know why I thought this, but my instant thing when I was coming up with pricing was it should be less than my longer projects, because it's like a shorter time frame. I have more time in my calendar to take on more. But then I kind of realized like it's actually the opposite. Because you're dedicating a whole week to them, you can actually increase the pricing a little bit because it's a quick turnaround. So I kind of had to retrain my brain to think that way. But when I first presented this service to my client, my very first website in a week client, I actually offered it at a really low rate based on what I currently charge. But she had come to me for a normal website design project, and she couldn't afford what I had presented to her. So I thought about it and I was like, I've been wanting to do this service. It's a quicker turnaround. Like I feel like she's a good fit for it. And I really like laid out the process of how I could make it work. And then I presented to her a lower cost based on that original proposal, because it was new to me as well. So I could kind of experiment, and yeah, she went with it. So that was $2,000, the very first one I did, which definitely too low for the service I'm providing. But like I said, it was an experiment. I wanted to see if it really works, and it really went really smoothly. So I told myself if I can get 1 to 2 clients in the $2,000 range, I'm gonna increase it to $3,000. If I can get 2 clients in the $3,000 range, I'm gonna increase it to $4,000, and then just kind of increase it that way, because I was kind of reading the room and like trying to see like what people would pay for this service. So now I'm at the $4,000 range for a website in a week, but I am going to be increasing that once again, probably many times again, just because I learn and add things and change it over time. But currently it is around 4,000, and that seems to be working really well for me. I feel like that's a fair pricing for my target audience and for like small new business owners. So I'm comfortable with that, but I do eventually see myself charging around like 6,000 for this like flat rate. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm working up towards, but I don't think there's anything wrong with gradually increasing it over time. That way you can make sure that you are providing a really valuable service instead of putting so much pressure on yourself right away to make sure it's worth that amount. Because when it's new, you don't really know, like, is it really gonna be worth it? So yeah, that's what I charge right now. But those are all the questions I got. So yeah, if you guys have more questions, definitely leave them down below and I can answer them. But I've been loving this series too. I definitely want to continue doing my website in a week vlogs. I have way more coming up in the future, so definitely let me know if you want to see more of these. But yeah, it was a successful project. So thank you guys so much for hanging around this 2-part series, and if you enjoyed it, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.